She's coming at 8. Yeah. I slid everyone forward today because I'm heading out. Yeah, you may want to spin around a little bit. So we're going to work on breathing first. Everyone's on their back, belly buttons in. Squeeze those shoulder blades down and back. So normally I just let you relax where you're going to relax. Today I want you to squeeze back. Belly buttons in. Just work on breathing. As you breathe, get those ribs to flare out. As you exhale, squeeze that diaphragm, squeeze those ribs together, squeeze the upper abdominals. Inhale and breathe. Exhale and squeeze. On the plus side, since we are going away this weekend, we will have the opportunity to record the breathing video without a dog jumping in the video and pouncing on someone's head. It wasn't mine. I was the one who was talking. That's all I'm saying. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Nice big inhale. Exhale all that air out of your lungs. Bring those knees, bend your knees, bring your feet flat on your mat, like you're gonna do a hip bridge. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your belly button. Lift your, oh, you're not lifting the hips up yet. You're not bridging. We're gonna bridge in a second. But I want you to tuck your tailbone underneath, really squeeze your glutes. So you should feel a little pressure coming out of your low back. Inhale, fill those lungs up with air. Exhale, squeeze the diaphragm, squeeze those upper abs. Keep the glutes engaged the whole time. Belly button's in, glutes are on. Lower your hips down, Sharon. You're not bridging yet. Yeah. You're just that slight tuck. So you're bad dog position. I feel less bad about my cueing now too, because I can say bad dog and not offend anybody. And lift. Not lift, breathe, sorry. Good. Nice big inhale, fill those lungs up with as much air as you possibly can. Exhale all that air out. Once your air is all the way out, your ribs are together, bridge those hips straight up to the sky. And slowly, very slowly, lower down, roll through the spine. Oh, don't cramp up. That's never a good start. Bridge those hips up. And slowly roll down. If you do find your hamstrings cramping, try and squeeze your glutes a little bit tighter. Try not to pull your heels toward your butt. A lot of times when people do their hip bridges, they start trying to like almost anchor their foot and pull it down. That'll cause that hamstring to fire. So your hips will lift based on your hamstrings contracting or your glutes contracting. Our primary goal is to get your glutes to contract. Go ahead, lift. We've got one more big hip bridge coming up. Bridge those hips all the way to the sky. We're gonna hold for 30 seconds. Get those glutes to turn on. Get those hamstrings to turn on. If you're outside a lot of water, salt, pickle juice, those things will help massively because it'll help with hydration. But do you get salt in? Yes. Which stops what? Cramping. So you're dead on. Like salt does retain water, but it retains the water in the muscle, it retains the water in the cells. So what a lot of people do is they avoid salt. And if you keep, go ahead, slowly lower those hips down. If we keep bringing water in without electrolytes, I actually had this conversation with Ava. This was interesting. It creates a sense of hypernatremia, which leads to increase in cramping. So you'll actually flush all the electrolytes, all the sodium out of your system because water has nothing in it. So if you're not actually intentionally salting when you're out sweating, then you will get more cramps. Go ahead and roll all the way up to a seated position. Flex those feet towards you. Slide your heels out a little bit wider than your hips. Belly button's into your spine. Fingertips reach out nice and long. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, knit those ribs together, round forward, reach out towards those toes. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Use that diaphragm to exhale. Try and, sorry. It's your birthday. You're allowed to complain today. I'll actually allow it. Inhale. Yeah, I will listen. I won't allow it. I'll entertain it, I guess, is what I should really say. Inhale. I will. And then I'll just pick the pace right back up. Inhale. Last one, big inhale, big exhale, ribs down to pelvic bone. Round forward, hold. Do that nice little C curve in your spine. Abs are in nice and tight. Hamstrings are stretching. Low back should be stretching. Inhale all the way up, roll back to your back. Don't worry, it will come to, yeah, the squirrel will get it. It'll come to you. So the biggest part of the breathing is getting used to doing it, getting into just the rhythm, getting moving. Because same as learning any other skill. If I show you how to throw a ball, you get the action of actually firing that ball. But where my hips go, where my foot goes, that's developed over time. So we move first, we breathe, and then we go from there. Bring both knees into your chest, belly buttons in your spine. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Reach those fingertips down towards your hips. Nice and long. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Eyes are on your belly button. Beat those arms. You inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's putting too much strain on your neck, just go ahead and relax your neck all the way back down. If not, stay right there as you inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend those legs to a good working level. Reach them out to about a 45-degree angle. Squeeze those heels together. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Squeeze those glutes. Belly button stays in as you inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Yes, your heels should be together. So you'd be in that nice little Pilates V. Squeeze the inner thighs, wrapping the glutes. Pull those knees into your chest. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders. Give your shins a nice little hug. We're going to take those nice 3 deep breaths. So inhale, fill the lungs, fill the diaphragm, stretch out the low back. Exhale, squeeze all that air out. Inhale, stretch out the low back. Exhale, squeeze those legs in a little bit deeper if you can. Last inhale, fill the lungs all the way up. You should feel a great stretch in your low back. Exhale it all out. Squeeze those legs for 5, 4, 3, 2. Left hand comes to right knee. Right hand goes to right ankle. Left leg reaches out and long on the mat. Eyes are up on your belly button. Yeah, so now just reach the left leg all the way out. Yes. Belly button's in and switch. So when you switch, switch your hands, switch your legs. Good. 10, 9, 8. Switch, 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 and switch. Both knees come into your belly button. Give those shins a hug. Stretch out that low back one more time. Keep those abdominals nice and engaged. Every time you return to this base position, work on squeezing your abdominals a little bit harder. We're going to extend our legs out to a 45-degree angle. Arms go 45 degrees overhead. Hold that nice Pilates V and bring it back in. 3, 2, 1. Hold out. 3, 2, 1. Pull in. 3, 2, 1. Oh, out. 3, 2, 1. And in. 3, 2, 1. Out. 3, 2, 1. In. 3, 2, 1. Out. 3, 2, 1. In. Last time out. 3, 2, 1. Out. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and pull those knees back in your chest. Give them one more hug. Yes, Sharon, it's because your brain is so big and heavy. Usually what's weak is it could be 2 things. Could be your upper abdominals aren't knitting together and then it's not giving you enough lift, or because you're always doing this, these muscles are really, really tight, so they're over contracted anyhow. So they're used to being turned on. We need to flex back and get the neck to relax. So it's one of 2 things. All right, take both legs to the sky. Reach up as high as you can on your right ankle. Lower your left leg down. We're gonna hold for 3, 2, 1, switch. 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 3, 2, 1. Last switch. 3, 2, 1. Both legs go straight to the sky. Hands come behind your head. Belly buttons into your spine. Squeeze those heels together. Your feet are back in that nice little Pilates V. Heels are together. Toes are apart. Belly buttons in. Lower those legs down and lift. So remember, belly button stays in nice and tight. Low back stays nice and flat. Glutes stay turned on, not necessarily super squeezed, but turned on. Focus on that. Your range of motion is limited 100% by how much you can keep your low back on the mat. If your hip flexors are loose enough, the answer is yes. Okay. Then you only go to where your butt turns off. So if you start to lose that contraction in that glute, then you want to work on bringing it back together. 3, 2, and 1. Lift all the way back to the sky. Pull those knees back into your chest. Hug those shins. Unload the back. So for a lot of us, the reason why we're working on stretching out the back more than we usually do today is with a lot of sitting, especially if you're doing a lot of driving, your spine flexes forward more than it should. We want to work on undoing that, getting those glutes to fire into the right spot, getting everything to move in the right way. We're going to take our legs back to the sky. Arms come out to a T. You can let those arms relax on the ground. They're going to give you a little bit of stability. It's away from you now. And we're going to make a small circle to the right, followed by a small circle to the left. So you're alternating your circles as you go side to side. Keep your belly button in. Keep that low back as in contact as you can. It will lift up a little bit. Good. Just get those hips moving a little. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it center. Flex those toes down towards you. Lock those quads. Keep nice and tight. Keep that belly button in. We're here for 30 seconds. This is probably not going to be the most fun sequence you guys have ever done. But thankfully, you guys, at least here, have loose hamstrings, which is amazing. It's far enough away, Sharon. You're safe. Okay. The squirrels are protecting you this week. The squirrels and the crows, they got your back. I think you were running over to your car when I told Sharon that a squirrel was eating a giant walking stick. It was delightful. I have video. I'll post it later. Go ahead, lower your right heel. Only the right leg is going to move. Keep the toes flexed towards you and then lift the right heel back to the sky. So lower the right heel, keep the toes flexed and lift. Good, 10. Very nice. 9, just the right. As you lift to the sky, try and drive that heel a little bit higher. Good, so you'll feel that hamstring stretch a little bit more. Good, good. If you can, flatten the foot out. There you go. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Kind of sorry. Go ahead, lift to the sky. Switch your legs. So left leg lowers and lift. Good. Belly button stays in. As you move to that movement, the low back stays flat against the mat. Try and touch those heels together at the top. Good. We've got 3 and 2 and 1. Both knees come back into your chest. Hands come back behind your head. Belly button stays in your spine. We're starting. Left leg's going to reach out. Left armpit's going to come to right knee. And cross. For 10. Switch sides. There you go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I really do just need to keep the camera on you guys. This way the people at home don't feel as bad later on. Yeah. I did it the wrong way. It's fine. And go ahead, roll all the way back up to our seated position. Abs are in nice and tight. Flex those feet towards you. Slide your heels out a little bit wider than your hips or just outside your mat, the outsides of your mat. Take both hands to a T. Belly buttons in nice and tight. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, right pinky finger comes across to your left pinky toe. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. Flex those toes towards you. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. Very nice. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. That is a great question, Sharon. Inhale. You refuse to do what? I see that. Inhale. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's going to be that kind of Friday. I've been yelled at by Pat like 6 times already. Exhale. 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 Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale up, roll back to your back and turn over onto your stomach. Is that a debate of which way is going to make this better for you? Oh, hey, Shauna just made it with us. Shauna's our first at-home person today. So take those hands underneath your shoulders as if you're gonna do a push-up. Inhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Hi, Shauna. You made it. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale.
Sleep.
What was that?
If I lay back down, I might go back to sleep.
Oh, then don't do that yet. Press those hips up and back to a good active rest position. You get to go into a rest position. I mean, it's a greatest place to start. If we're going to start somewhere, start at rest. Excellent. Belly button's in. Glutes are kind of contracted, not fully contracted. You want to use your butt to decompress your low back. You want to use gravity to decompress your low back. We spend a lot of time with this weird pressure that Earth puts on everybody, getting compacted down. So you want to use your musculature to unload that strange force that, you know, just presses everyone into the Earth. Unless, of course, you believe the Earth is flat, in which case it's a giant magnet, but either way, it still pulls you down. And go ahead, press your chest over top of your hands, belly buttons into your spine. We're gonna start with our right arm. And we're gonna inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, reach that arm all the way through. So go ahead, inhale, lift, reach the right arm to the sky. Exhale, lower. If you notice that you're really, really tight and your hips start to shift, try not to let that happen. So inhale and just twist through your ribs, through your spine. There you go. Keep those inner thighs on. Exhale, lower. Perfect. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower your right hand down, step your right foot forward. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm gonna hang out here for a couple seconds. Just wanna get that hamstring to start stretching. Maybe the low back stretching, depending on what's tight. Maybe the inner thigh is stretching. Bring your hands to the inside of your foot though. So yeah, there you go. It just gives you a little bit more depth. Perfect. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hand. Your right hand is gonna go to the inside of your right knee. There you go. Press that right knee away, twist up, look towards the sky. Good. So you should feel the hip stretching out a little bit, maybe the low back stretching out a little bit, depending on what's tight. Eyes are up. So you may even notice the little muscles in your eyes are stretching a little bit, and that's okay. It's supposed to happen. You have muscles everywhere. You are supposed to stretch all those muscles that are everywhere, which I never did get into the nerve thing with the heart, but that's a different story for a different time. I didn't forget. I just misplaced it for now. Go ahead, lower all the way back down. Right hand comes back down. Right foot goes back. Get those hips nice and stable. We're going to our left side. So inhale, sweep that left arm all the way to the sky. Simon says. Exhale, reach through. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, reach through. Inhale, good. Exhale. I got a funny story about this guy and his dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep all the way up and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Step that left foot forward. Belly button's in. We're just hanging out here for a few seconds. So I believe he has a puppy Doberman. And I watched, it's an adorable dog. And I watched the Doberman size up the squirrel that it was looking at. And it did the little prance of, I'm going to go after this little squirrel. And the guy's like watching him like, I don't know if it's first dog or what. But I'm watching him. And all of a sudden, like the dog takes off and he doesn't have the lock on the little retractable collar. And his eyes get super wide and he like just locked it down in the last second. And the dog's like, and then you just see this dog stop, his ears go back and he looks at him and he's like, yeah, like I was going to get that squirrel. And then go ahead, take that left hand, bring it to the inside of your left knee. Rotate, look all the way up to the sky. I'm going to hold here. Yeah. I have definitely seen a lot of interesting animal behavior between squirrels eating walking sticks and crows devouring cicadas, and then people with dogs off the leash. The good news is from last week when I told you guys the guy lost his dog, they found the dog. Yeah, they found the dog. It was awesome. Yes. Oh, yeah, you were here. Yeah, you were here. That's right. Yeah. And go ahead, lower those hands back down. Press your hips. So step your left foot back. Press your hips back to that good active rest position one more time. So we're back to our child's pose. Belly buttons in. Squeeze those glutes. Having a good old time. Just hanging out. Living the dream. Fridays are for. Go ahead, bring your chest back over your hands. Go ahead, step your right foot back forward. We're going to our half kneeling position. So right foot's forward. Lift that chest all the way up. Good. Take your left hand, bring it to the inside of your right knee. And then you're going to sweep that left hand all the way back. Reach. Good. Twist. Eyes follow your thumb. So as you look, you're going to go with it. If you notice your balance is shifting all over the place when you start moving your head around like that, it's because the muscles in and around your eyes aren't focusing as fast as they should because they're kind of tight. So they move kind of jerky. And then, of course, if your hip is tight, that'll also throw off your balance. And we don't want that. Good. Perfect. Good. Bring it back to center, Shona. You got to come back and forth. There you go. In and out. In and out. It's fine. It's fine. It's Friday. It's that kind of Friday. After that kind of week. Last time, reach and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7. You can just keep going, Shona. You just keep going. You do you. We're not here to judge. Bring that left hand back. Right hand comes to the outside of your right knee. And then we sweep that right hand all the way back. Good. And then back to center. 10. Good. Sweep back and to center. Yes. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Eyes follow your thumb as best they can. 2. And now we reach and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Return to center. Both hands go down to the mat. Tuck the toes of your left foot underneath. Press up. So lift that knee off the ground. We're basically in our nice extended stretch. So lift all the way up. Perfect. Keep that, not that high, Sharon. So keep that front knee bent. So yeah, don't go skipping ahead on us. I mean, it's your birthday. Yeah. Whatever you do. You really can't pay attention to anybody else. If Laura comes with us, it's a completely different show at that point. She'll walk away and start doing something completely different. It's fine. It's like what Sharon did yesterday, but more. She'll start like running, jogging, doing different exercises. So go over and get on it. Keep that knee up. Keep that knee up. Keep that knee up. Good. And then take that right hand all the way up to the sky. Twist. Nice, big twist. Good. We're here for 30 seconds. As you're here, I want you to try and inhale into the right side of your lungs. Squeeze that left oblique to keep it nice and firm. Inhale. Exhale. So you guys have heard me say inhale into the side of your lungs, and I will go into this deeper when I can finally get my Vanna to lay on the floor without getting attacked by a dog. But you have 2 lobes to your diaphragm. So you can technically get them to contract separately. It's not necessarily what I'm trying to do, but what I am trying to do is get you to open up the side of your ribs so that you can get more space in there and get more movement. Go ahead, bring that right hand back down. Step your right foot back. You're going to hold in that plank position for 10 once we get there. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower the knees. Press yourself back to child's pose. Stretch out that low back one more time. Like I said, we're going to spend a lot of time trying to stretch out this area. I want to get some space in there. Everyone should leave feeling very nice and decompressed. Press your chest back over your hands. Step your left foot forward. Good. Come up to that half kneeling position. Half kneeling. There we go. Right hand comes to the inside of your left knee. Eyes follow the thumb, left thumb, and then sweep all the way back. Good. Sweep all the, yep, you got it. For all of my root, yeah. I think for all of my Whoop people, I'm going to make you get a red band because I know I got my red band. It's my swim band because we're going to the beach. This is what Katie does. Well, we're going to the beach. We need new bands. Whatever. Just whatever. Roll my eyes. I move on with life. Reach all the way back and hold. But I was like, oh, red. We're going to go to the red side. That makes everything so much easier. I think Sharon and Whitney both said the same thing. Was it you that said in tennis they used to give you a red band and a blue band? Oh, no, it was just Whitney. Maybe it was Whitney and Jen then, because we were talking about that. Go ahead, bring it back center. Left hand comes to the outside of your left knee and sweep all the way back. Eyes follow that left thumb. Good. We're going to get reds and blues. Yeah, and the back. Good. Remember, eyes follow the thumb. So as you're here, the eyes go with it. You rotate all the way as far as you can. Don't fall over. I literally turn around just in time to watch Shauna fall over. And reach all the way back and hold. So on the plus side, falling over here, falling over at home. It happens everywhere. If you can, press that left knee out just a little bit. Stretch out that inner thigh. Get the arch of that foot to lift. Depending on what's tight for you, this may not be pleasant. Go ahead, return that left hand to center. Hand goes down to the mat. Tuck the toes of your right foot underneath. Press that knee up off the ground. Good. And we're here 30 seconds. We're not twisting yet, but remember when we do, you're breathing into the left side of your lungs. You're trying to get that left side to open up a little bit more. Get a deeper twist, get those inner thighs to open. Try and keep the arch of your foot as lifted as possible. It's lots of things to think about. That is a running theme. All too often in our movement, even our walking, we don't think about how to walk. We don't think about how to move. We have lots of videos that are coming your way, but you know, I can't unload them all in 1 week. That would just be information overload. And then go ahead, take that left hand all the way up to the sky and hold. Breathe into the left side of your lungs. Try and reach up as high as you can. Open up that shoulder joint. Open up the right side of your left side of your ribs. Open up that left oblique. Did we lose you, Shauna, or are you just taking a break? Taking a breather. It's fine. And bring that left hand all the way down. Step your left foot back. Hold that plank for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower all the way down to your chest. Perfect. Hands come underneath your forehead as if you're going to get ready to take a nap. Belly button's in your spine. As if, well, you may actually go to sleep. It's your birthday. You do what you want. Take those heels, squeeze them together nice and tight. Belly button stays in. Forehead is nice and relaxed. Squeeze those heels straight to your hips using just your hamstring. So what that means is you're going to squeeze your ribs to your pelvic bone. Your pelvic bone is going to press into the mat. And then you're going to curl with the back side of your legs. So go ahead and bring the heels to hips and release. Heels to hips and release.
Heels together?
Yes, try and keep your heels together as tightly as you can. There's two things that you want to hold. In reality, the biggest thing that you want to hold is your abdominal floor, your pelvic floor, into the mat, and then hold the heels together as well. The big thing with keeping the pelvis down is it prevents the low back from arching. If you feel the low back arching, so you're just going, we're going 30 seconds. Yeah, so don't do that one. Good. If you feel the low back arching, that means your abdominals aren't as contracted as they should be. And that's what we want to avoid. 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze those heels to the top, squeeze those glutes. And then we're going to use just the glutes. So again, the pelvic floor is still engaged. The pelvis is still stuck to your mat. And we're going to use those glutes to lift those heels to the sky and lower. Good. Lift. It's 30 seconds. Go at your pace. The goal is not to get a number of repetitions. It's to make sure the pelvis stays down and the glutes fire, heels to sky. The biggest thing that we're trying to do is get those glutes and abdominals to fire in opposition. The knees can be apart, yeah.
Should they be?
They don't, well, ideally you want to try and squeeze everything, yeah. But now with that said, if bringing them together puts that pressure in your low back, then no, don't put them there. So it's heels and pelvis. That's your focus for right now. Because again, We're trying to decompress the low back, not compress the low back. Last one, lower all the way down. Take your right hand, reach back, grab your right ankle. Left leg just stays. I'm sorry. Hey, that's a terrorist squirrel. It's right there. That's the squirrel that ate the walking stick right behind Audrey. And, oh, dude, it was huge. Hold it. I'm not. And the worst part is last Friday, I was like, we haven't seen like any real nature stuff. Like we've seen the animals, we've seen squirrels run around with like acorns and nuts and whatever else. Be careful what you ask for. You may just get the Nature Channel. Oh, we got the Nature Channel. Go ahead, release that right leg. Bring your left hand to your left ankle. This is one of the things that Audrey hates. You got it?
Yeah.
Good. I know, I like that. I like that a lot. So same thing here, squeeze that left glute, bring that pelvic bone into the mat. That'll open up the front side of your hip. That'll open up your quad. If we're really, really tight through the quads, if we're really, really tight through our hip flexors, that loads pressure into your low back. So a lot of times people think about certain things as what causes my back to hurt. Well, that movement hurts my back. Sometimes, but a lot of times it's this movement compounded with the fact that I have massive amounts of tension in my muscles will also hurt your back. When you think about how strong the muscles in your legs are, they're ridiculously strong, but that's the point. But they're strong enough to turn the femur to be as hard as concrete. So if you think about what you guys here are laying on, your femur is that hard. So the muscles around it have to be hard enough to pull and push against that. And that bone has to be strong enough to maintain that. Meaning the anchors can't just pop off whenever they feel like it.
Sorry, I don't know. Or is it either?
It's this muscle right at the bone in here. We'll walk you through all that. You're going to get a whole nice anatomy lesson. And then go ahead and relax that left leg all the way out. Hands come back underneath your chest as if you're going to do a push-up. And you are going to do a push-up. You're going to press yourself up to that good active plank position. Belly button's in. Squeeze those inner thighs. Hold those glutes. Belly button's tight. Abs are in tight. Okay, and I will see you Tuesday at 6. Okay. Maybe. I don't even know what's happening anymore. Pat's going to drive by to yell at me in a second. Good. Keep holding. And lower all the way down to your chest. We're going to turn to our right side like we're hanging out, getting ready to watch TV. So you're on your right side. Right arm is underneath your head and neck. You can watch Sharon for this. She usually doesn't mess up the Sidekick series, although today is her birthday, so she may do whatever she wants. Bring those legs to about a 45-degree angle. Belly button's in. Rotate the toes on your left foot up towards the sky. Take that left hand. Wait, no, you're not there yet. I lied to you. Don't watch Sharon. Place your left hand into your mat so it's nice and firm. Good. So you have an anchor. And then you're going to take your left foot and you're going to sweep it to the front as if you're going to try and touch the person in front of you. And then sweep it to the back. If you're home by yourself, you're trying to touch the front wall and trying to touch the back wall. As you move through that hip, try not to let the upper body rock. So a lot of times people will swing back and forth because their body is conditioned just to swing around. We want to move independently through that hip. So your abdominals are working to keep you nice and stable. The glute is working to pull the leg back. You may feel the hamstring fire up a little bit. You may feel the quad fire up a little bit. And that's okay. The front of your leg and the back of your leg can contract. Just don't let those hips slide. Last time to the front. Last time to the back. Now we're going to take that heel, bring it over top of your right heel. Rotate the toes on your foot up towards the sky. Now we lift all the way up as high as you can go and lower heel to heel. Lift and lower. Lift. Yes. Lift. 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 Last time. Lower all the way down. Hover just above that right foot. Make a small circle to the front for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Circle back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift that left leg up and then step that left leg in front of the body. Take your left hand, grab your left ankle. Perfect. Yep, so grab that left ankle. Yeah. You may feel a stretch in that hip. Good. If you can, pull the left foot back towards your hips a little bit more. So try and pull the left foot to here. There, and then press that knee out unless that's tight. If that's tight, we're gonna work on that. From the inner thigh, lift that right leg up and lower. Lift, yes. Lift, lift, lift. Last one, lift and hold, circle to the front for 5, 4, 3, 2. Circle to the back for 5, 4, 3, 2. And lower that leg down. You're gonna push your right hand down into the mat, so take it out from underneath your head. I realize I'm behind you, Sharon. You're gonna press all the way up into that position we were in last week. So you're stretching out through the side, press the hips forward as much as you can. Outside of your right oblique should be stretching. Maybe your left glute is stretching, depending on how tight it is. Straight, as straight as you can get it. If you have to bring it to an angle, you can. Am I straight? I'm straight. And then we got to work on stacking your hips. So we're here for a little while, so I'm going to adjust everyone's hips and stuff. Unless you're at home, then I'm not adjusting stuff. If you can, for you, because you're more flexible, slide your foot forward a little bit more. Good. And then I'm going to pull your knee. There. Okay. So that's where you kind of want to be. And you can use that left elbow to press the knee out. Good. Good, good, good. And then if you can, use the left elbow, press that open a little bit more. Good. So it'll stretch out the inner thighs. And then if possible, pull that left hip forward. So think about, I'm going to grab your knee, I'm going to pull you this away. Good. So you should feel more of that on the right side. And then same with you, just push that right hip, left hip forward. So you want to go that way. Lift up the foot and slide it forward. There you go. And then boom, there. Good. All right, we got 15 more seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly lower back down to your mat. Slide that left foot all the way back out. And we're gonna roll to the other side. There's a whole lot of thoughts going on over there, Audrey. It's kind of making me nervous.
I was actually thinking you need like some sort of like bamboo stick, like a tiny twig.
Ah. Well, funny you mentioned that. We used to have one of the ladies that I used to train with back in New York. She was a 65-year-old lady, but she was a retired teacher. So she had one of those pointers with the little black tips on it, and she would bring it to work with her and just walk around and be like, no, this, and this. So she would like never touch you, but it would be like, and it wasn't a nice touch either. And of course, when you got in her way when she was trying to do something, you got that in the back of your legs. And I was like, God, what is wrong with you, lady? So abusive. Left hand is on the ground, belly button's in your spine. Rotate the toes on your right foot up towards the sky. Sweep that right foot forward and sweep it back. Remember, you're moving around the hip. You're not letting that hip wiggle to the front or wiggle to the back. Just front and back. Keep your belly button in nice and tight. Use that right hand to provide you some stability. Use that core to provide you some stability. As you reach back, you're squeezing through the glute. You're not hyperextending your back to get back there. You're just squeezing and releasing, squeezing and releasing. Very good. Last one to the front, last one to the back. Bring that right foot over top of your left. Rotate the toes on your right foot up towards the sky. Lift that heel all the way up to the sky and lower heel to heel. Lift. There we go. Lift. Lift. Very nice. Lift. 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 And lift. Good. Lower down. Let that foot hover. Keep the toes pointed towards the sky. Circle that leg to the front for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Circle back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift that right heel all the way to the sky. Bend that knee. Bring your foot flat in front of you. Reach down, grab your right ankle. Keeping that belly button in from the inner thigh. Lift that left leg up. Good. Yeah, so lift the left leg. Good. So you lift just from the inner thigh, so relax, and then lift. Good. And lower. Lift. Good. Lift. Lift. lift, lift, lift if you can. Yeah, it depends on how tight you are. So sometimes you have to get up higher to get through the tightness. Last one, lift and hold. Circle to the front for 5, 4, 3, 2. Circle back for 5, 4, 3, 2. And lower that leg down. Bring your left hand to the mat. Hopefully I turn the camera this way. Oh, not that way, that way. All right, left hand's on the mat. Press yourself up. Good, and I'll come through and adjust everybody. Yes, good, the camera was facing the right way the whole time. Good, so same for you. So not same for you. Again, for you, step forward just a little bit. And then pull your hip, and then try and use this elbow to press this out. Good. So it really depends on what's tighter. You may notice that pressing out or not pressing out changes the stretch. And if you start noticing that pressing out causes the stretch to go away, then don't press out. If you notice pressing out makes the stretch deeper, by all means, press out. Good, so if you can, I'm gonna pull you again. No, keep that leg back where it was. And then pull this knee forward. Good. Straight out. Yeah, so that's where you wanna be. So you're tight into the hips, and that's what we're gonna work on, getting you a little bit looser. And then slide this leg back. Good, other than that looks good. How's it feel?
I feel a real strong pull.
Okay, pull or stretch? Okay. You are correct. You are correct. I would never do such a thing on your birthday. However, Tuesday's coming. On Saturday, I will not be able to hear you. Mute everybody. I'm not surprised. Go ahead, bring your chest back down to your mat. So go ahead, release, bend that left arm, slide that right leg all the way back out. Tuck those toes underneath. Press yourself up to your good active plank position. Maybe, possibly, I'm losing control slowly. And we're gonna hold. Belly button's in, abs are in nice and tight. Really try and knit those ribs together. Squeeze those glutes nice and tight. Abdominals are working, low back's just along for the ride. There's no strain back there, there's no pressure back there. Press those hips all the way up to the sky and slowly walk your hands all the way back towards your toes. We're going to that nice forward fold position. Just hanging out here. We're here for 60 seconds. Again, decompressing the back, getting those hamstrings to stretch, getting those glutes to stretch. Excellent. We're feeling good. We're enjoying our stretch. If we're not enjoying our stretch, we're pretending that we're enjoying our stretch to make me feel better about life. Or actually to make Sharon feel better about life, because it's Sharon's birthday. She needs to feel good about life. I'll let you have all the mute powers you want, Sharon. I'll even let you mute me if you want. Yeah, you say that now. She goes home and plays the video back just to put it on mute. Ha, you can't tell me what to do. 10 more seconds here. Slowly begin to roll all the way back up to that standing position. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Good, no one's passed out. Step your right foot forward. We're going all the way into that nice deep lunge position. So you're all the way out as far as you can go. Really sink into the heel of the right foot. Keep the left glute as active as you can. You're gonna notice that left side is gonna start stretching out. Left hip should be opening up. If you can step out further. No, straight. You want to as straight as you can. So when you're here, it's try and keep it as straight as possible. Now, everyone's going to have a different level of straight because their hip is going to be some sort of tight, and that's okay. So if you have more of a bend, that's fine. If you have less of a bend, that's also fine. Squeeze that glute as tight as possible. Balance as best you can. You're going to notice the arch of your right foot is going to start to fire up. Try and press your knee a little bit out. Good. So what we have, yes. So right now your inner thighs are really, really tight. So the knee is actually kicking that away. So you want to be there. Good. Record. Oh God. Oh, This is my life.
Because he muted me.
Because he put me on mute. Take your right hand and then reach all the way back. Hold here, eyes follow the hand, so you go as far as you can go. Keep those abdominals nice and tight. Twist, twist, twist. Wave and smile. Good. You're good. Good. Keep it up there. Your legs should be starting to burn a little bit. You're doing some work. Your left glute is, of course, still on. Your body is trying to stabilize. It's supposed to. I know you guys have heard me say this a bunch of different ways, but the tighter you are, the harder it is to balance and stabilize, because all those muscles that are nice and small, stabilizer muscles. Yes. We've got 5, 4, 3. High five, Shauna. Held it the whole time, or at least as far as I could see, because she was just standing there like this. No, kidding. Bring both hands down to your mat. So your left leg is still back. Both hands are on the mat. And now your hip's going up, Sharon. Now the hip goes up. Yeah. So you're basically in an extended forward fold. Yeah. Yes. Good. And then bring the hands down. And then try and straighten your right knee as much as possible. Yes. There you go. Yes. With those stretches, when you're in that loaded position, your left glute should have been firing up like crazy. Your right quad should have been burning a little bit. Your right glute should have been working a little bit. When we added the twist, you should have felt the whole core, everything from hips to shoulders stretching out. Maybe even your neck was stretching out. That's okay. That's what we want. Slowly bring yourself back to a standing position. Step your right foot back. Or step all the way back towards the back edge of your mat, because you're going to take that big step out again with your left foot. So this time, left foot comes forward. Squeeze that left glute nice and tight. Right glute nice and tight. Wrong glute. Just squeeze everything. Squeeze it all. Good. And we're hanging out here. Good, good. Work on your balance. Work on your stance. Keep that knee out just a little. Yeah, there you go. So when you press your knee out, naturally what will happen is the arch of your foot will lift. So a lot of people tend to go in here, and that arch is super flat. Without changing anything, I just lifted the whole arch of my foot. And when people complain about flat arches, it's usually the knee kicks in. So there's no real physiological change, but I just lifted my entire arch. So what we need to do is train the glute to fire better and the inner thigh to fire less, because it'll take pressure out of your knee, pressure out of your low back. Take that left hand, sweep all the way back and hold. 30 more. If you can arch it, yes. You want to have a nice arch in your foot. So what a lot of people end up with is, and I'll pick on Sharon because she's in front of you. So you can see how the arch is pronounced here because the knee is pressed out. If her knee were to come in, you see how it flattens out? When we move, the ball of our foot, the arch of our foot is actually there as a shock absorber to help us change direction. We're supposed to be able to use our toes to guide where we're going, guide where we're going and how we move. We don't anymore. So what ends up happening is your shoe is what's in control of giving you feedback, whereas the foot is what's supposed to be. Your shoe is a pillow for your foot and a cast for your foot at the same time. Go ahead, return to center, bring both hands down to your mat, and extend that left leg. Bring the bring the hips up to the sky. There you go, good, good, and good. So when you think about most people's shoes, they should have a little bit of room in there so your toes can wiggle, but not so much they slide around because you don't want to blister or anything like that. However, the more time your foot spends locked in that shoe, especially if it's a dress shoe with little to no movement, the less you can actually move through the foot. And you have, what is it? There's 200 and some odd bones in the human body, and I think 100 of them are in the hands and the feet. So if you compress 100 of your bones, which attach to a bunch of different muscles, ligaments, and tendons, you're jacking up a whole lot of your system. Slowly begin to roll all the way up. Excellent. Bring those feet underneath your hips. Abs are nice and tight. I realized I looked down while I said that, Shauna, and I'm going to use Audrey because she's right there. Feet are underneath your hips. Not super close together, not super wide. Both hands are going straight up to the sky. Then you're going to take your left hand, grab your right wrist, lean to the side. As you lean, we're going to hang out right here. Inhale, lift through the right side of your ribs. So you're inhaling, you're using that left hand to pull the ribs away. and just breathe. 30 seconds here. Working on creating space, opening up. No. Try not to move your hips. Yeah. So abs will stay tight as you're breathing. You're breathing into the rib cage. You're pulling that hand away. Almost thinking about you couldn't physically do it, but you're trying to pull that arm. Well, I'll tell you what, you could. Out of socket. And there's a whole system of things that stop it from happening, but just black coffee. Yeah. I'm that hyper with that much. You should see how hyper I get with the whole thing. Or with 14 cups in my system. That was a fun day. Go ahead, slowly return to center. Switch that grip. And then go the other way. Pull that arm all the way up. Decompress that spine. Reaching through your ribs, using your lungs to open up your rib cage. Create space. All of the muscles in your body have the ability to decompress your body. They should not always be turned on. So this was kind of the recap of the video that I sent last week. If your muscles are always on, your central nervous system is always telling you you're in a state of fight or flight. If you can't decompress your spine, release the muscles, and you keep all these muscles super, super tight, you will always be in a state of fight or flight. Tight, fight or flight. Very simple. I know. What was that? Yeah, that'll do it too. That would be horrible. And slowly return to center. Relax those arms down. You guys survived. You made it. Yeah. Mine are slightly better. I've been taking my shoes off for the last 2 hours while I'm out here.
Please wear sunscreen on your head.
I'm going to have to. Oh, like even when he like edges up the corner of my head, I'm like, dude, this is actually a hard corner in my hair. I'm like, this is silly talk. Poor day. So we're looking at the top of Shauna's head now. So I will see everyone on Saturday. You're allowed to bring your questions. There'll be a Q&A session at the end. So you have all the questions you want. I may not have answers to some of them, but you can bring all the questions you want. For Saturday, you're just going to need your jump rope, your weights, and your mat. That's it.
What about the stretchy bandy thing that you were talking about?
So the stretchy bandy thing, we're going to start using that in July, just because they're on back order, so a lot of people can't get them. So you're looking for one of those light, big circle bands. You know, the bands that I know you and David have used them, and you've seen me use them with my clients. It's just a full circle. That's just super big.
Okay.
You can get, sometimes, well, you should be able to get them in Academy or Dick's, assuming they're in stock. However, lately they've been out. Rogue Fitness, I got to send out the link, has them in stock. So I'm going to send that out today to everybody. So they can just go on there and they'll ship whenever they get them. And then you also want the little circle bands that go around your knees, the small little bands. And I'll send a link for those as well. I'm just going to link everybody, so it's going to make everyone's life easy.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty.
Thank you. Safe travels. We'll see you
You are welcome.
Saturday.
See you Saturday.